Good afternoon. Today is the 29th of August, and I'm pleased to say that I've been given this very nice 2019 MGZS 1 litre turbo exclusive automatic for the week by the MG press office. Clearly, those of you who were familiar with my channel will know that I did a walk around of the new MG ZS EV at the press launch, which is on about the 17th of July. So I asked them for the conventional petrol powered one. This is the top of the range in terms of the petrol. It's fitted with a dual clutch automatic gearbox and a 1 litre 3-cylinder turbo engine developing about 111 horsepower. So let's take a look around the car and see what we can find. First of all, let's lift up this characteristic MG octagon, once we've unlocked the car of course, and reveal the boot. A 448 litre boot, exactly the same sort of size as on the electric version. Very deep in this configuration with the boot floor down like this. I can also raise the floor and put it a little bit higher, which gives me a little bit of an easier loading time, but I'm probably going to drop that actually when we go to the supermarket a bit earlier on. I'll do that now. Just drop that so we can fit more shopping in the boot. This is actually one of the biggest boots in its class. If you compare it with something like a Nissan Juke, it's around 100 litres bigger. The only other car that's slightly bigger than this is the Renault Capture when you move the styling seat a bit further forward. But apart from that, it's almost class leading, which is brilliant. Very nice. If I take a seat in the back, you want to note that this seat is set up for my driving position. I'm 5'11". It's incredibly easy to actually get in the back of the car. Once in here, this being the, sorry about the fingers on the lens, once in here, this being the exclusive model, means you have this Artico leather upholstery. I've got enormous amounts of knee room. You'll have to just trust me that headroom is also very good. We've got electric windows in here. We don't have the rear USB port from the EV in here, but we do have Isofix, of course. But doesn't need to be an armrest either, which is okay, I suppose. And there is a sort of like a storage tray in between the two front seats. Let's now get in the front. So the dashboard of the conventionally powered cars, there are 1 litre turbo automatics and 1.5 manuals available. This is the automatic, so it's a 1 litre turbo. The dashboard is very similar to the EV, although there are some changes. First of all, there's a conventional gear stick for the automatic transmission. There's not a rotary dial. Also, this car doesn't have the sort of floating center console with the USB ports underneath. It's got a USB port in here, if I can put the camera in the correct place. Yep, there it is. There's also a 12-volt socket there. We've got a conventional handbrake as well. I haven't got an electronic handbrake. I prefer conventional handbrakes personally. The climate controls are pretty much exactly the same as on the MG3 facelift and on the ZS EV2. It's not climate control actually, it's standard air conditioning. I just call them climate controls because I don't know why. Anyway, let's put in the key and turn on the infotainment system. There we go. It's loading up. It's very similar again to the ZS EV. Oh, better put that on mute. Don't want a copyright strike. We've got navigation, which is good. This is MG's iGo system. It might take a little bit of time to load, but it isn't too bad. This car does also have Apple CarPlay. There is no Android Auto. Unlike, I don't know why it's quit out. Let's accept that and see if that works. Yes, there we go. There is the sat nav working nicely. There is Apple CarPlay. I have an Android phone, so that's a bit useless to me. You can actually in this car change various things, including the system and whatever. If you go to car, you can change the I will switch on the ignition then. If I switch on the ignition, I go to car, and you can change the steering weight, which is, yes, there it is, finally. Right, you can change the steering weight. Driving and maintenance, you can change the steering weight. Urban, normal, and dynamic. I have it in dynamic mode, which is the weightiest option, and that is just what I prefer. You have follow me home lights, find my car, light the horn, all that kind of stuff. There's a back button here, like on Facelift MG3. So yes, a good amount of stuff. It's pretty easy to use this. I haven't paired my phone with this yet, but I will do it at some point. The glove box is probably big enough for secret mission documents, so I have to try that. But a lot of shared components of a facelifted MG3, like the sort of start-stop button and things like that, and the steering wheel. That's not necessarily a bad thing. You do get more information in the centre display here. There is sort of more to it, I think. You can see different settings here for the trip computer. It's a lot more sophisticated than one in the MG3. There is the average fuel economy that whoever has been driving this car has been getting. It's not really me. I've only been to Eastleigh Station and back in this car so far. Yes, it feels nice. The dials are very clear. If I turn the car off and then turn it on again, you'll see they do a nice little sweep like that, which is similar to the MG3. Right, we'll turn it off because I don't want a copyright strike. I like these vents. They're rather nice. The controls, again, very similar to a facelift MG3. But one major difference that I've noticed, apart from this nice kind of article leather on the doors, and on the dash top we've got soft touch material, is the fact there's a cruise control stalk here. Now, some people like separate cruise control stalks on a car. Personally, I don't. I prefer the cruise controls to be actually on the steering wheel. I find that to be a better thing to have, but that's just my personal preference. Let's go and take a look in the engine bay. Rather than the ZSEV, which has an electric motor underneath the bonnet, this has a 1 litre 3-cylinder turbo petrol engine generating 111 brake horsepower. It's actually a General Motors unit. It's very similar to the one in the current Astra, and it was in the current Corsa before they discontinued it last year. It's very smooth. It's a sort of similar type of engine to the one that you find in my 1 litre Seat Toledo TSI, which has a similar power output to this. And yes, this is the way the industry is kind of going. It's a shame that this engine is only coupled to an automatic gearbox at the moment, but I gather there's a manual version coming out at some point soon, which will be nice. Yes, it looks kind of lost in this enormous sort of bay. There's plenty of room to work on it for anybody who likes to do their own maintenance, although you do get a 7-year warranty, so you probably wouldn't need to. But yeah, that's the engine on the MG ZS 1 litre. This being the exclusive model, of course, there are these very nice diamond cut alloy wheels, and this sort of silver bits of trim on the outside, silver roof rails. I think the car looks reasonably stylish. It's more of a practical than, I think, emotional design in some ways, but I still think it's very smart. I'm looking forward to the week that I'll be having this car, where I'll be driving to meet Mr. Matt from the Furious Driving YouTube channel, who'll be filming a full review of the car with me as part of a Tweed Jacket review series. So I do hope you found that video to be informative. There'll be more videos to come on this particular car within the next few days. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, to like this video, and leave a comment below. My website is www.lloydvehicleconsulting.co.uk if you wish me to source a car for you. And I've also got a Facebook page, it's facebook.com/Lloyd Vehicle Consulting. Thank you ever so much indeed for watching.